I am 78 years old, and I am very wealthy. But if I could buy back even a fraction of my time with all this fortune, I would choose to die a poor man today. This polished marble floor beneath my feet, it is so cold that it stings my very bones. This expensive watch on my wrist, whose price could perhaps buy someone's entire home, tells me only one thing: I have nothing left to lose. They say silence has no sound, but in this 12-bedroom mansion, the silence screams. It asks me what these high walls are for. What use are these portraits encased in gold frames, and why is this dining table so grand, when there is only one plate to set upon it? I spent my entire life building a legacy. I thought that when I grew old, these buildings would be my support. But buildings do not call you on a Sunday. These marble pillars do not hold your hand when your fingers begin to shake. Time is a sand that slipped through my fingers, leaving nothing but these cold stones behind. I wish I could go back. I wish I could stop the day these distances first began, back to that time when I was 60 years old, when the noise of my success was so loud that I couldn't even hear my son's silence. The clock rewinds, the wrinkles on my face soften, and the silence of my mansion is suddenly drowned out by the thunderous roar of a standing ovation. I am 60 years old. Tonight, my company went public. I am the man of the hour, standing on a stage under a spotlight so bright it feels like I've finally touched the sun. Hundreds of strangers, men in silk suits and women in diamonds, are cheering for me. They are chanting my name as if I were a god. I smile, I bow, and I feel like I have finally conquered the world. But my eyes are searching for only one person in the crowd. I find him near the back, my son. He is 35 now, standing tall, his arms crossed. He isn't clapping. He is looking at me not with pride, but with a polite, clinical detachment, the way a person looks at a monument of a stranger. I step off the stage, pushing past investors who want to shake the hand that makes money, and I finally reach him. I want to hug him. I want to tell him, look, we did it. All those years of work, it was for this. But before I can speak, he extends a hand, cold, firm, professional. Congratulations, sir, he says. It's a remarkable achievement for the firm. The word sir hits me harder than any failure ever did. It felt like a glass wall had been dropped between us. I tried to find a joke, a memory, anything to bridge the gap, but he checked his watch, the same expensive model I had gifted him for his birthday, to make up for my absence. I have to go, he says quietly. The kids are already asleep. Enjoy your night. As I watched his back disappear through the heavy oak doors, the applause behind me started again. But for the first time in 40 years, the cheers sounded hollow. I stood in a room full of people who knew my net worth, but I realized I was standing next to the only person who truly mattered, and he didn't even know my name anymore. I thought this was what winning looked like. Why did it feel so much like losing? The clocks spin back again. The gray in my hair vanishes, replaced by a restless, hungry energy. I am 45 years old. The air in my office is thick with the scent of expensive coffee and the electric hum of servers. Outside, the sun is beginning to dip, casting long golden shadows across my mahogany desk. My son's soccer game starts in 15 minutes. I have my keys in my hand. I can almost hear the whistle of the referee and the chaotic laughter of 80-year-olds on a grassy field. Then, the phone rings. It doesn't just ring, it wails like a siren, demanding my soul. My assistant bursts in, her face pale. It's the London investors, she whispers. They want the final presentation now. If we don't sign tonight, the merger is dead. I look at my watch, then I look at the phone. I tell myself it's just one game. There will be dozens more. I am doing this for him. I tell my reflection in the glass. I want him to grow up in a world where he never has to worry, never has to struggle. I convince myself that my absence today is the down payment on his future. I put my keys back on the desk. I pick up the phone. 4 hours later, I drive home through the dark, the thrill of a signed multi-million-dollar contract coursing through my veins. I feel like a king returning from a conquest, but the house is graveyard quiet when I enter. I walk into the kitchen to find a single plate of cold dinner and a piece of crumpled paper on the table. It's a drawing, stick figures in bright crayons. There is the green field, the goalpost, and a group of children huddled together. To the side, far beyond the white lines of the field, stands a lone figure in a black suit. Underneath, in messy childish handwriting, it says, "Dad." He didn't draw me watching him. He didn't draw me cheering. He drew me as a ghost, haunting the edge of his life. I felt a sharp visceral ache in my chest, a wound that no amount of profit could ever heal. I realized then that while I was busy building a world for him, I had accidentally built a world without him in it. I was a giant in the boardroom, but on that piece of paper, I was just a man standing outside the lines, empty, gone, invisible. The clock hands blur, spinning faster now, until the luxury of the office dissolves into the cramped walls of a one-bedroom apartment. I am 30 years old. The air is heavy with the smell of burnt toast and the suffocating weight of unpaid bills piled on the kitchen counter. My eyes are bloodshot, burning from the blue light of a bulky monitor. I am working 3 jobs worth of hours into a single night, fueled by a terrifying, primal fear, the fear of being poor. The fear of seeing my son look at me with the same defeated eyes I saw in my own father. A small tug at my sleeve breaks my focus. My son, barely a toddler, is holding a wooden truck, his eyes wide and hopeful. "Dada, play." "Not now," I snap, my voice sharper than I intended. The sound of it makes him flinch, and for a second, my heart breaks. But then I see the red pass due notice on the table, and my heart hardens again. My wife enters, her face etched with a weariness that matches mine. "He just wants 5 minutes of your time," she says softly. "I don't have 5 minutes." I fire back, gesturing at the stacks of paper. "I'm doing this for us. I'm building a future where he never has to live like this. Just give me 5 more years, 5 years of sacrifice, and then I'll be there. I promise." The irony was, a poison I couldn't taste yet. I was working myself to death to buy them a life, but in the process, I was killing the only thing they actually wanted, me. I thought I was protecting them from the world, but I was really just protecting my ego from the fear of failure. I told myself it was temporary. I told myself 5 years would be enough, but those 5 years were the only childhood he had, and I was too busy calculating the future to notice the present walking out of the room. The clock stops spinning. The noise of the world fades into a soft, rhythmic hum. I am 25 years old. The room smells of antiseptic and hope. I am standing in a dimly lit hospital corridor, my shoes worn at the soles, and my pockets nearly empty. But as the nurse places a small, warm bundle into my arms, I feel like the wealthiest man alive. I look down at his tiny face, his fingers curling instinctively around my thumb. In that moment, the world feels quiet, pure, and perfect. I lean down and whisper a promise into his ear, a promise that would define the next 50 years of my life. "I will give you everything," I whisper. "You will never know what it feels like to struggle. You will have the world at your feet." I thought everything meant money, status, and a name carved in glass. I didn't realize that in that hospital room, I already held everything in my arms. Now, I am 78 again. I sit in my silent mansion, surrounded by the everything I promised. But the boy from the hospital is a stranger, and the man who held him is a ghost. I built a legacy of stone and steel, forgetting that a true legacy isn't what you leave for someone, it's what you leave in them. I spent 40 years building a building with my name on it, only to realize that buildings don't love you back. If you are still building your empire, ask yourself this: when you finally reach the top, who will be standing there to meet you?